Welcome back to Marsh Creek Fields in Downingtown, Pennsylvania for the second half of Pope John Junior Lions football. Mike Forbesano here calling today's regional championship game between the Downingtown Young Whippets and the Pope John Lions. And for Pope John, it has been a rough first quarter specifically. 30-0. Downingtown leads Pope John. The Lions do get the ball back to start the second half, and they will look to start to turn things around right away. Let's go ahead and go over the rosters for Pope John. We start with number 1, Eric Ruiz. Number 2 is Quinn Clements. Number 4, Victor Fiore. Number 5, Colin Bauman. Number 6, Lucas Rosinski. Number 7, Tyler Zabriskie. 8 is Seamus Corcoran. 11, Vincent Jessamaria. 19, Mark Hedgepeth. 21, Vincenzo Ciliberti. 22, Ryan Johnson. 25, Ryder Gerval. 26, Andrew Jessamaria. 27, Dylan Cocasiello. 28, Nathaniel Capra. 30 is Carter Johnston. 33, Jason Cofrancesco. 42, Thomas Walton. 52 is Aiden Armiger. 55, Aiden DeLivo. 58, Sutton Fullwood. Michael Morelli is 72. Riley Watts, number 78. Emilio Barranco, number 79. Jacob Post is 88. And Ryan Watts is number 95. The head coach of the Pope John Junior Lions is Matt Emmering. Assistant coaches, Jack Morelli, Jason Cofrancesco, Tom Staub, Gene Emmering, and Rich Jessamaria. The league president is Chris Barranco. League VP, Dave DiArco. The team mom, Kathy Jessamaria. The Pope John varsity head coach is Dom Gaston. I am Mike Forbesano. We are here live from Marsh Creek Fields in Downingtown, Pennsylvania for the Pope John Junior Lions taking on the Downingtown Young Whippets. It's been all Downingtown so far as we start the second half. The Whippets lead 30-0. Pope John will get the ball to start the second half. They're going right to left on your screen in their road white jerseys with blue numbers and blue Pope John across the chest, blue pants, gold helmets with the blue lion on the side. Here's the kick down the field over the head of Quinn Clements. He has to race back to get it, and he does. At about the 5-yard line, tries to cut up to the near sideline and is dropped at about the 14-yard line. So that's where Pope John will start in this third quarter. You'll notice a couple of things as we begin the third quarter. The clock is running as we have a running clock situation with a 30-0 Downingtown lead. And also, Downingtown, when they get the ball, they will run up the middle, as that is part of the mercy rule that is in effect in Pop Warner football. My thanks there for that knowledge, as well as other pieces of information today by Pope John head coach for 11U, Jared Cofrancesco, who was sitting next to me during the first half. So, thank you for that. We start the third quarter. First play from scrimmage. Here's Fiore. Handoff to DeLivo towards the far hash mark. And maybe picked up about 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 for Pope John. Listen, this is early to say this because it's only the beginning of the second half. But I want to make sure that everyone's aware of it at this point in time. Win or lose, the year that this team has had has been phenomenal. Here's a snap, handoff to DeLivo. He cuts to the far hash mark. And I'm not saying this is over. It is still early in the second half. But we do want to point out the success that Pope John has had this season because this may go very quickly with the running clock. 8-0 in the regular season. Big wins against teams like Shore, coming back from 13-0 down to win 24-20 in a very exciting game in West Long Branch, New Jersey. Defeating Monmouth, the Falcons, in the last road game of the year. The Bayport Buccaneers in their last home game of the year. Interception by Fiore, number 6. Picks off that pass by Downingtown. And it's dropped there at about the 21-yard line. Number 8 slammed to the turf by a Pope John player. And he's walking off gingerly. So, interception for Downingtown. They will start in Pope John territory. The ball at the 20-yard line. First and 10, young Whippets. So as I was saying, Pope John with 8 wins in the regular season against 0 defeats, undefeated. And they went into the North Jersey Pop Warner Championship game against Linden, a team they defeated in the regular season 35-12. And we've had a bit of an injury timeout. The Whippet player number 8 walking gingerly off the field is being assisted by the coaches. So he's moving to the sideline. That's good to see. So Pope John went into that game in Rahway, New Jersey, the league championship for North Jersey Pop Warner, and turned aside Linden 32-0. A great victory. And then they moved on to the regional quarterfinals against the Irvington Golden Knights. Here's a handoff by number 6 to 31. 31 up the middle for Downingtown. Stopped there. Just past the line of scrimmage. Thomas Walton with the tackle. That'll bring up second and we'll say 9. Ball at the 19-yard line of Pope John. And again, Downingtown, according to the mercy rule, needs to run the ball up the middle. So 6:20 in counting here, third quarter. Well, anyway, as I was saying, they went to the regional quarterfinals, Pope John, and turned back Irvington 16-6 in Elizabeth, New Jersey. And that game is on our Facebook page. So if you get a chance, go back and watch that, or at least the highlights. It may have been the most exciting 13 and under game or 11 and under or any youth football game I've witnessed in a long time. Go back and watch that game. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to call, a lot of fun to watch. And I'm sure for the players, a lot of fun to play in. 16-6, they defeated Irvington that day. Hand off to number 31 for Downingtown up the middle. Gains about 2 or 3 on the play. And then Pope John the next week comes up against the Eastwood Grizzlies from Syracuse, New York, which shut out the Monroe County Wolfpack the prior week. And Pope John handled Eastwood by a count of 28-7 in the regional semifinal. And that brought their record to 11-0 on the season. And that's where they stand right now against Downingtown. 11-0. That will change after today, as reality is starting to come clearer into focus with the clock now down to 4:58 in the third quarter. Downingtown with the ball at a 30-0 lead. Hand off to 31 to the far hash mark up the middle. And we'll see if they got close to the first down marker. It's close, but it's not enough. It's going to bring up 4th down. 4th and 1.
Where's his dad?
The PA announcer saying 4th and 2, so we'll go with that. Why not? So, the success this program has had this season, though, coming into this game 11-0, the regional championship, taking on who won the national championship last year, did the 12U division. Downingtown won the 12U national championship last season. So most of these players on this team are national champions from a year ago. For Pope John to even get to this game is amazing. Run up the middle by number 31, and I think he has enough for the first down. So just keep everything in perspective. These kids have played their hearts out all season long. The coaching staff has been phenomenal, and this has been truly a great team. Yes, they're down 30-0 today, but this has been a great team all season long, and the kids should be applauded for that. And they're going to have success for many years to come in wherever they play football. Hopefully a lot of these young kids will go to Pope John freshman, JV, and varsity teams for Pope John High School. And the 11U athletes will come up, take their spots, and that's how you build winning programs. And Pope John is well on their way. Number 31 up the middle. He finds the end zone. Touchdown, Downingtown. So number 31 with the touchdown, and that will give the young Whippets a 36-0 lead. 2:50 remaining in the third quarter. So Pope John having trouble stopping that run up the middle. Number 31 cutting through the defensive line and finding the end zone. That'll make the score 36-0. 2.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Place kicker out to attempt the extra points. Actually, I don't think they're going to place kick anymore. I think they're going to run it. So they ran the last one and were able to find the end zone. So it'll be a 1-point attempt for Downingtown. As with the mercy rule, they'll run up the middle. Here's a snap. Fumble. The running back fumbled again. And the ball hits the turf. And the point after attempt, no good. So it's the second time in a row that Downingtown has fumbled a point after conversion. So Pope John stops it, and they'll keep the score 36-0. Minute 44 remaining and counting. We're live from Marsh Creek Fields in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. Pope John Lions taking on the Downingtown Young Whippets, and we wish we had better news for you if you're a Pope John fan. It is 36-0, Downingtown leading over the Pope John 13 and under squad. And as we get into the fourth quarter, we'll try and recap the season a little more. Downingtown will kick off from their 40-yard line. Kick by Downingtown, received by Clevitz. Fakes the flip to Seamus Corcoran, and he'll cut to the near sideline, but is met there by number 31 for the Young Whippets. Brings down Clevitz at about the 25, and so Pope John will start from there. 31 seconds and counting here in the third quarter. Pope John up to the line. Fiore out in the gun. Vincent Jesse Maria to the left of Fiore. 10 seconds remaining, third quarter. Fiore with the snap. Pass to Corcoran. Corcoran to the far sideline is met there. And that's been the problem all day. Anytime Pope John has made any kind of reception or tried to run, the Downingtown defenders right on top of the Lions. And so that's going to end the third quarter with the score. The Downingtown Young Whippets leading the Pope John Lions 36-0. We'll be back with fourth quarter action here from Marsh Creek Fields in Downingtown, Pennsylvania right after this.
That brings us to the end of the third quarter. Our score for Downingtown Young Whippets 36. Pope John Junior Lions 0.
Welcome back to Marsh Creek Fields in Downingtown, Pennsylvania for Pope John Junior Lion football, 13 and under. Mike Forbisano along with you, calling today's regional championship game of the top water eastern region of the United States of America. Downingtown leading Pope John 36-0 as we start the fourth quarter. Pope John now going left to right on your screen in their white jerseys and blue pants. Fiore fires downfield, has a man in Walton, incomplete. Defended by two defensive backs for Downingtown, number 4 and number 2. No flags on the play. They'll bring up third down, sorry. First down was the last play of the third quarter. Clock running, 9.5 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Fiore shouting something at Carter Johnston. Now in the gun, takes the snap. Looks downfield, rolls out to his left. Flushed out of the pocket, now reverses course, back to midfield. Got a flag on the play, and Fiore is brought down, sacked at about the 5, maybe 6 yard line. But we're going to see what the flag's about.
Victor Fiore is sacked in the backfield by number 62, Mason Green. Got a flag on the play.
Well, the penalties are going to be against Pope John.
With an illegal block in the back. That penalty is
Illegal
declined.
block in the back against the Lions. It's going to be declined. That'll bring up 4th down. Clock down to 8.5 minutes remaining. Fiore in the gun. Back to pass. Trying to stay out of his own end zone. Pass downfield, intercepted. That's number 6 for Downingtown. And the whistle is called there as he makes the catch. Not able to advance forward as part of the mercy rule. And so they're going to spot the ball at the 34-yard line. So, interception turnover by Pope John. And Downingtown gets the ball back at the Pope John 34. 7:47 and counting, 4th quarter. So much progress by this Pope John team starting in August 1st. 13U and 11U for the Junior Lions got started with workouts, and they had training camp. Actually, they had a pre-season camp in July, but the official training camp started in August. They worked so hard to get set for the season. And the season started late August. Actually, for the 13U squad, didn't start till September because the first week of the season was a forfeit against East Orange. They couldn't field a team. Tackle by Emilio Barranco on the running back for Downingtown. Stops him for about maybe a gain of 1. Got a flag down. That's going to be against Downingtown, so they'll move the ball back. So anyway, Montclair was able to go up against Pope John in week number 2. That was the first game of the season, and Pope John easily defeated Montclair. And they played Linden. They lost. The Tigers lost to the Lions 35-12. Pope John moving to 3-0 in the season. And it went from there. A couple more victories. Then the big win we talked about against Shore. They defeated Bay Shore at home. And then taking out Monmouth in the last game of the regular season. Tackle in the backfield. That's Victor Fiore and Quinn Clements. Clements with the tackle on the running back from Downingtown. As the Lions getting excited here. Trying to make a defensive stand here to finish this game. They're playing for pride now. And we don't blame them. So Pope John desperately wanting to stop Downingtown in this drive. They pushed it back to the Pope John 45. It's 2nd and long. So we talked about the postseason so far for Pope John. Just to give a quick glimpse into the future, they've got bright days ahead, these kids. This Pope John team, a lot to play for. And they'll keep that in mind as they come off the sideline into a timeout. It's Jess Murray with his hands in the air, and he's excited, and it's good to see. My feeling is Pope John will rebound from this game very quickly. To get here is an achievement. And they'll remember this, and they'll use it to their advantage moving forward. 4:40 to go, and the sun has finally come out here. It was behind the clouds all game long. And so now the sun's out, and it's starting to warm up a little bit, and the wind is dying down. Would have been nice to have these conditions for the game. It was initially scheduled for 3 p.m., but it was moved up to 9 a.m. earlier in the week. So goes to the running back, cuts across the middle on the far hash mark and down to about the 43-yard line of Pope John. 4 minutes remaining. Michael Morelli with the stop. So 3rd and long for Downingtown. Pope John defense setting up. Baracco number 79 along with Riley Watts and Michael Morelli, Quinn Clements, Ryder Travalda out there along with Jacob Post, Vince Jessa Maria, Aiden Delivo, Thomas Walton in the secondary, along with Carter Johnston as the safety. That is your defense so far right now for Pope John. Trying to stop Downingtown in this drive. Oh, moving into the box. And the running back stopped at about the 43, maybe 42-yard line. So, good tackle there. That'll bring up 4th down. Now, Downingtown is forced to run it out the middle as part of the mercy rule. But Pope John is stopping him in the box right now. So, 3:05 remaining. Ball's at the 42. Fourth and long for Downingtown. Punter's back at the 50-yard line. He's going to punt it down the field. High and over and kick. It doesn't really go far. Gets to about the 28, maybe 27-yard line. It goes out of bounds. And so that's where Pope John will take over. 2:30 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Lions starting their last offensive drive of the game for the most part. See if they can get some points on the board before this is all over. Downingtown will advance to the Nationals in Florida in a couple weeks. And for Pope John, their season will come to an end. But many bright days in the future. And they've got a lot to play for, a lot to look forward to. Many of these athletes will be moving on to the winter sports, then preparing for spring. And before you know it, it'll be football time once again. We're already at Thanksgiving, so long season here for Pope John, starting in August and all the way down to just before Thanksgiving. Minute 30 remaining. Fiore in the gun. Take the snap, drops back to pass, fires downfield. He's got a man in Corcoran. It's intercepted by number 23. So 23 for Downingtown with the interception as the pass was errant by about 3 or 4 yards away from Corcoran. Andrew Jessamari was down there as well. Downingtown will take over, and it's going to seal it. We got a minute remaining, and the clock's going to run. And they're just going to call it down. So with a minute remaining, clock will wind down. It won't stop. Pope John at midfield. And the handshake line is starting. Downingtown Young Whippets will advance to the national championships in Florida, winning this regional championship game. They are the regional champions as Downingtown defeats the Pope John Lions by a final score of 36-0. My thanks go out to so many people in the Pope John administration, coaches, Matt Emmering, Jack Morelli, Jason Cofrancesco, Gene Emmering, Rich Desamaria, and Tom Staub. My thanks go out to league president Chris Baracco, and also thanking Pauline Baracco for accommodations for coming down yesterday, staying with the team last night as we prepared for the game today. So my thanks to them. Thanks to League VP Dave DiArco, the team mom, Kathy Jessamaria, has been there all season long for both the 13U and 11U squads. And also to Pope John head coach Dom Gaston for all of his assistance. Getting hit with the wind here as I'm saying that. For all the assistance provided all year. All three coaches, Coach Emmering, Coach Gaston, and also Coach Cofrancesco, the head coaches of the three Pope John teams covered this season. So the awards presentation at midfield right now. Celebration for the runner-ups in the regional final, the Pope John Junior Lions. And Downingtown will receive the trophy afterwards. The coach is shaking hands at midfield. This was not going to be an easy game for Pope John. Nobody said it would be. But they played valiantly. They played with all their heart. And, defeated but not disgraced. And they will learn so much from this as they head off the field for the final time this season. And we're going to say goodbye for the final time this year. But please join us throughout the winter for more Pope John sports. They'll start with hockey tomorrow night. The Pope John Middle School hockey team will take on High Point at 7:10 p.m. Please join us for that. That's from Skylands Ice World. Game number 3 of the season. Pope John Lions 2-0 in hockey. And they have a 10-game season. And please join us tomorrow for that. And then as the winter sports season continues, we'll continue broadcasting here on the Pope John channel on Facebook Live. And then we'll be back in the spring for spring sports as well. And before you know it, we'll be back with Pope John football. So the Downingtown Young Whippets win the regional championship in the Pop Warner Eastern region of the United States, defeating the Pope John Lions 36-0. For everyone here in Marsh Creek Field in Downingtown, Pennsylvania, this is Mike Formisano saying thanks for joining us, and thanks for joining us all season long. We will see you next football season. Have a great Thanksgiving and a great winter, everyone. Final score, once again, 36-0, Downingtown over Pope John.